Get it. Break it.
Guys, welcome to another installment of Into the West Comics, special Run It Back edition. You know, we've gone through the MCU films, we've gone through the Star Wars films. We're almost done with all the Star Wars films. For this week, I guess you'd say it's a very unique project within the Star Wars universe. Yep. Is a good way to address it.
Absolutely.
Something that kind of stands on its own.
100%.
You know, as it's got its own tones and vibe to it. Talking about, of course, Rogue One.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say, as far as the Star Wars movies go overall, it's up there.
Where?
Like, it's in the top 3.
I was gonna say too.
It's in my top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty great.
It's number one.
Sonny, what did you think about Rogue One?
I thought Rogue One was amazing. I think the fact that you didn't need to have, you did get your lightsaber love in there at the end, which was probably one of my favorite scenes ever. Mm-hmm. It felt like, what's that show you love so much? Can't think of it. It's on the
Andor.
Felt like an Andor like movie. You know what I mean? Like it's
Andor.
I couldn't think of the name for some reason.
Did you ever watch Andor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't finish it though.
Really?
I got to the prison scene and I don't know. I think no, I didn't. I liked it. I think just like life happened and I didn't end up finishing it.
That's why I haven't finished Breaking Bad.
Yeah, life happens
I like that
a lot.
show, but
This is true, especially with reading.
season 3.
Oh, that's fair. That's a lot. You still got some time to go though. I think. You said number one. I probably would say that too. I don't know which Star Wars movie I like better. You know what I mean? And then you get the coolest Darth Vader scene at the end.
Right.
Pretty crazy.
Which is so dope. So yeah, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I think the cast was cool. I think everybody played their part. I think the ending was just like crazy, and there was an ending. It wasn't like you know what I'm saying? There wasn't like there's going to be a part 2. And I'm like, or what if?
I think Marcus was there for that.
No, but he still gets it, you know?
He's aware.
I am aware.
So I loved it. I will give that. We'll do scores at the end because I want to get Quan's too and everybody's. But I put that extremely, extremely high in my Star Wars universe pantheon for sure. I loved it.
Not the pantheon.
Brother Marcus,
Pantheon.
is the Force strong with this
the
film?
The Force is very strong with this one. I mean, it is like you said. It's a unique pre-conceptualization of that we've had in Star Wars.
What you got, Paul? Pull something out of the dictionary.
That has been mentioned in dialogue and passing for years.
That was good.
In this. And now we have it actually manifested in cinematography, and it's wonderful.
It's great.
And I mean,
it's hot.
Everything that
He's like, yeah, it's hot. We're talking about like cinematography, and it was greatly filmed. He's like, yeah, it's hot.
It's way hot, bro.
yeah, I mean, pretty much everything that Paul said that was good about the trilogies, Force Awakens and all those, is pretty much dead on with this one. It's masterfully done. Cinematography, you got compelling characters. You feel for them. You hurt. You love them. Yeah. That's what I like. The movie takes you somewhere. Yeah. It gives you a story. And not only that, but the focus is the story.
Yeah. It's not the character like Luke or somebody.
Right. Yeah. And so the focus is the story. And if they did lightsaber stuff in the early parts of it, we would have been distracted by that the whole time.
100%.
We would have been distracted. So having that stuff come after, having Darth Vader introduced later at the end, that was a masterful decision. Cinematography.
It was like dessert after a nice meal.
Right.
You know
it was great that they did that because they're saying, hey, the focus is the story, not the lightsaber fights.
No, not the cool Darth Vader character. That's the story.
The story. Yeah, and I just appreciated the heck out of that. I really did. And the acting, going back to the characters, the acting. Everyone that was involved was just top notch, and I can't think of anything wrong about this movie. I really can't. I really can't. You know, I double dipped. I bought it on Blu-ray, and then I was like, oh, it has 4K. Let me get the 4K, and I still got both copies.
Nice.
Corn dog, hot dog.
I like this movie a lot too. I'm not quite as high on it as all of you guys. Not because there's anything, not because Not because we talked about this when we did
Of
our
course.
rankings.
What a shock.
But and that's my take.
That's it.
Come on, come on.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I do really like this
love it.
movie. There was a lot. I like how I haven't said a single negative thing. But the end of this movie was changed a lot because Gareth Edwards is credited as the director, and he did direct most of it. But there was a change towards the end where he was excused, and another director came in and finished. I cannot remember which one. But if you remember,
Abrams or someone.
no, it's not Abrams. I wish I could remember, but it might have been Gilroy. It was Gilroy. It was Tony Gilroy. He came in and finished the end. And he's the writer and director of Andor, and that's where he wrote this movie. But there's a scene from the trailer where she's up at the top of the spire when she gets the thing and she's going to run into it, and a TIE fighter pulls up in front of her. That scene is not in the movie.
Right.
And it was probably the biggest scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
And that was a result of a lot of the changes in the third act. The third act, to me, I love it. But once they get the tape, it feels a little, the pace, it feels a little quick to me. And I like the characters. I do not love the characters. My favorite character is probably Jen Erso's dad, Mads Mikkelsen. I think he's great. He's also in the new Indiana Jones. He was great in that for what that movie was. I like the movie, Frank.
Didn't say anything.
I
What about Rogue One?
I know, but you guys like. I like that movie, Frank. Thought it was. Anyways.
For what that movie
For
was.
what that movie was.
It was okay, but
Mild salsa.
I actually liked it a lot.
Did you watch?
No.
Oh, I'm glad I dodged that bullet.
Anyway, proceed.
But my point was he is great and continues to be great in other things, even when they are not the best thing ever. He is.
That's good.
I love the Darth Vader scene, of course, and I love the way it connects to the
Empire?
No, A New Hope. And if I remember correctly, there's a scene at the end with young Leia, and that scene's kind of brutal, where she turns around and she looks real goofy. But
it was the de-aging stuff.
Yeah, it didn't look great.
But I really do enjoy this movie. I think it's probably 5 or 6 for me, but not because I don't like it. It's because I like others more. But
5 or 6 out of 10, or 5 or 6?
No, out of
your
Star
rankings of
Wars
overall Star
movies.
Wars.
What's your number one?
that's not bad.
My number one is it's like a toss-up between Empire and Last Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Frank,
I love this. I love this movie.
so much.
I mean, I love the fact that I go back to the documentary and they're talking about making Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back and how they wanted to make everything with relationship to the Rebels look like everything was a hot rod or something was like thrown together, kind of thing. It was just grimy and gritty and stuff, and it got to put names and faces with all of the stuff that was setting up what was going to be happening in A New Hope, and it gave it an identity,
Yeah,
the kind of thing, and that you're knowing it's like the movie is big, it's epic, it's a big movie. Did $1 billion.
I know. I was going to bring that up.
It was a really good movie in that sense. It was successful box office wise, but I think that the movie is
cost to make. By the way,
it's epic and it's also sad. It's thrilling. It's exciting,
and it has a definitive ending.
Right.
There was an ending.
Listen,
it ended.
We knew the ending.
we knew that Sonny, but we knew going into. I know what you're doing. We knew going into it.
You know what? Actually, you just made.
I knew
Frank.
what it was.
Go ahead.
I knew that we're gonna have some type of resolution to it because we knew that we were going into New Hope from this movie, and that basically all these people are gonna die.
Right.
Spoiler.
There was,
but I mean, everybody's
wasn't a happy ending.
but
But
that
it
was
has
good.
an ending.
You were
It has an ending.
and I think about it too. Is like Andor is
great movie.
pre Rogue One, and the second season of Andor is going to be everything that happens leading into Rogue One. It's supposed to be like a year or something. I think prior. It goes right up until
That's exciting.
Rogue One
That is.
starts.
That's cool.
Everything's happening in Rogue One. It's great storytelling. It is gritty. It can be. That's the thing that I've told Paul and Donovan and everybody we've ever talked about Star Wars with is that it connects so many threads to everything that takes place within Star Wars, but it could also take place in any science fiction universe. And that is the cool thing about this movie and Andor. I mean, I keep thinking about Andor, and I'm thinking about this and Andor. It's so good, and I love the movie. I thought it was great.
When you think about it, man, just like, okay, so when did A New Hope come out?
1977.
1977. So prior to this movie, everything that is on display in Rogue One has merely been lure.
Yeah.
Through the whole
30 something years later.
Yes.
They put this story together.
Right.
And it's like,
and when
wow.
you think about it like that,
Yeah.
that is
Like,
actually
we've
crazy.
never seen this stuff manifested until now, and it's been talked about in a continual thread, like R2D2 and C3PO throughout all the movies, you know.
Paul, let me get some numbers, dog.
To answer your question, it's
Digits.
200, but in between 200 and 265 million for the budget. It grossed worldwide $1 billion, a little bit more. And I do, like, you're joking, but that one of the things I do really enjoy about this movie is it does lead directly into something else,
Right.
but also has a satisfying ending for the film
Right.
itself.
No, I get it.
Right.
And it is a good
Everybody
it-
dies.
it is a good
Yeah.
explanation.
It has a resolution.
Those people in the hallway, they all gonna die at the end of the movie. You know, all those dudes are gonna
When I
die.
saw that red lightsaber, I knew
You're
everyone
like,
was
oh
dying.
no.
The most terrifying scene
It really was.
I have ever seen
In
in
a
a
Star-
movie,
yeah.
and I loved it.
Shane,
you knew what was
Death is very satisfying.
Shane, what did you think about this one? Where do you put this up in the Star Wars movies?
I despised it. I mean, let's be honest. No, I was going to say a lot of stuff that Frank said, which is it's
I was like,
a
what?
gritty, it's a gritty
Andorian movie.
Andorian movie, and it looks really Andor and gritty and good.
Andorian.
And things are nice in this film. No, it's a really great film. I dug Rogue One as much as the first Star Wars. Just I mean, mainly because of how brilliant it's put together, considering that we've seen everything you could possibly see from Star Wars movies.
Yeah, that's
and they
true.
found a way
To give you something fresh.
to give you something fresh and old at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They
That's true.
did both things at the
a
same
really good
time.
point.
And that is a really tough thing to do, especially when it comes to Star Wars and Star Wars lore and all that
Especially
stuff.
how much stuff we have.
Yeah, we got everything. So when it came out, I was very, very pleased at how the whole movie came
It
together.
almost seems like it
Love
set
it.
the bar pretty high for anything after it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the first Avengers movie did with Marvel stuff.
Right.
You know, with the Marvel Studio stuff. It set the bar pretty high. So when you had something like, I don't know, Solo,
I was thinking the same thing. You put Solo
The movie we're
and
talking
one.
about next.
then it's like, oh,
Those X-Wing
I'm
fighters-
dreading rewatching Solo.
When X-Wing
not
fighters
gonna do
like
it.
actually started, when they rose up, you can see them about to take off. It just seems so like. Did it bring you back to
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the first time you saw one.
Like the
You know
first
what I
time
mean?
you saw
Over the
one.
weekend, I think it was TNT or TBS. They were showing everything on loop, all the 9 Star Wars films.
Yeah.
And I think they showed Rogue One on July 5th on TNT. I think it was TNT or TBS, but they were showing all those movies like back to back to back, and they they have different moments where I'm at home, I check in, I was TNT. Even though I could watch the movies on demand like anytime,
Anytime,
it's
yeah.
like you're going over to TNT, you're like watching scenes from Empire, and then watch the scene from Phantom Menace, and then watching scenes, from just like different movies that you're just checking in, and it's like it was fun. I mean.
Felicity Jones, yeah, it's great stuff.
Dude, I think I was going to mention this for Paul because I'm not sure if he's seen this. Like when we talk about these movies,
He hasn't.
when the
This is to
character
you.
of Cassian Andor, just as a whole, okay, he is a newer character that they're introducing while they're giving you this new trilogy, right? And I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. They've introduced Cassian Andor to us. He's more interesting and compelling than any of those 3 new ding-dongs that they put in the new trilogy.
Yo, you just started. He's
So, like,
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
think
first off, yes. Second,
he has like, I don't know, and I already know that he's dead. I mean, it's like they already died. It's just, but he appeals to you.
yeah, and I think that's
know what I mean?
because he
So
is
well written.
He could be anybody.
that's
And that's why Rise of Skywalker hurt the character of Rey so much.
yeah.
Because she wasn't just anybody.
I think that's fair.
She got tied up in all this nonsensical bull crap, and she became something she didn't need to be.
Yeah.
I'm Rey Star Wars.
She just needed to be some girl from a desert planet who was super powerful and took on the First Order. Whether you liked that she was super powerful or not, it didn't need an explanation.
Yeah.
Right.
Luke didn't need an explanation.
No.
Darth Vader wasn't his father to explain why he was powerful. He was his father for a compelling story point.
Right.
The reason Palpatine was Rey's grandfather was because they thought they needed an explanation
Which was
for her being
trash.
powerful. Ridiculous. And I think that's what makes Andor so appealing. It's because you could be him.
Right. No, for sure.
And that's why I love Last Jedi, and I love Andor, and I really like Rogue One.
He makes the character, watching the series makes the character so much more interesting and compelling for what the movie was.
Yeah, because it's this dude, and he's like, I know, man.
Diego Luna's
I might not
a
have,
solid actor too.
I don't want to have to do it, but like I have to. You're the one.
Donovan brought that up one time. We were critiquing Andor. We were talking about Andor, and Donovan said it. He goes, the character said, "I've done things you don't even know the things I've done," and then when you watch Andor, it completely makes sense. And it's just a beautiful thing they did with Andor to really give him a true story that ties everything that you see in Rogue One together. Like,
Fleshed him out more.
Because Star Wars,
fleshed him out completely. That's right, Mark.
Star Wars is like a modern, becomes a modern telling of like swashbuckling and pirates and in space and all this other stuff. And then
when we have
Andor is the grounded,
character.
grimy show that's showing it's like it's not all pretty lightsabers and swinging princesses and everything else.
It's beautiful because of that.
You know what I mean?
Let me get the 1 through 10s.
Well, last thing I'll say is it's what makes Han Solo so great too. The same thing that makes Han Solo
the
great.
character, not the movie Solo.
Not the movie. The character. I don't know.
Harrison Ford.
Okay, cool.
Lando was great.
So
Similar, yeah.
Frank.
Han. What are you doing, Han?
Frank, one out of 10.
Out of 1 out of 10, I'd give it a 9.
Fair.
Oh,
8 out of 10.
Marcus?
10 out of 10. Yeah.
Shane?
It is a favorite.
9.5 out of 10. It's a great movie.
Yeah. You tell us, Chickums.
9.
I'm going 9 too.
Wow.
All right.
9.2.
Oh, okay.
9.2.
All right, now you're good.
All right. I like it.
Mine's 9.3.
Oh, okay. I'm staying 9.
9.4.
Okay.
I see your
9.4. I hear 9.7.
Do I hear 9.7?
9425.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with this movie. It was fun.
I liked it too.
I liked it a lot.
I like
Next
most
week,
Star Wars stuff.
I want to see if you're going to rewatch this or not. I don't know if you guys are going to rewatch. It's
I
homework.
What is
Won't.
No, go ahead.
I probably will.
He said, "Go ahead."
I'll watch it.
We're going to watch Solo. Is next week, or are we
You
talking
don't
about
want to
Solo
see
next?
Childish Gambino.
Interestingly
I like him.
enough,
I like him. And I like Darth Maul.
in the same way that I like
This
Rogue
is
One but don't
America.
love it as much as you guys do, I don't like Solo, but I don't hate it.
I don't
as much
hate
as you
Solo
guys
either.
do.
I
don't
told
hate Solo
Paul
at
this
all.
a couple weeks back.
I hate it.
I've
Reviewing it
only
tonight.
seen Solo once. No, I have rewatched Solo.
I
I never saw
rewatched
Crystal
it.
Skull
I
twice,
saw it
a
in the-
second
I saw it
time.
in the
I
movie
watched Crystal
theater,
Skull
and that's
yesterday.
it.
Guess
That's
what?
what
I know you did.
It was fine.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, but I didn't hate Solo, but I felt like I was disappointed in the fact that they passed up Obi-Wan as a movie to do this.
Yeah.
So I
They
was
could have
kinda
flip
like,
flopped that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
But would have Solo been an interesting series, or would it have been something you just
No.
No, you just release all the episodes like Echo.
Would you want to have seen that like weekly for 6 weeks?
No.
Like a Solo series?
No.
God, no.
No, not at all.
Maybe
If they
if
made
it-
Kenobi into a movie, I
what
would
if
have
it
been
was-
better
Sure.
with that.
If they
Better.
make the Fast series a series on Disney Plus, I'd rather watch it. than
I made a decision. I am literally never watching a new Fast movie.
That's just not going to happen.
Where does that come from?
I'm just never gonna watch one.
If they made the
Rock is
3-part
back.
final
Crush the
chapter of the Fast franchise into a TV show, and they made it 8 episodes instead of the 2,
On Apple TV?
the 3-hour movies we're going to
I don't know why I
watch.
thought that was so
Of
funny.
Fast 10. Because I heard it's going to be Fast X, Fast 2X, and Fast 3X, right? Fast Triple X.
And then he is the clone of the character that he was
And
in
then
Triple
he's
X.
oh my god,
Vin
that's what I
Diesel.
was gonna say.
And
And
Oh.
then he's also got
He is
another
the one.
clone that's the character from Chronicles of Riddick,
And it's just a Vin Diesel
his
verse.
character from
I
Saving
love the
Private Ryan.
fact
A Vin Diesel verse.
that
Well,
we
cut this
start
off.
with
Cut it off.
Andor, an incredible movie, or Rogue One, an incredible movie, and we're gonna finish talking about it.
Vin
of
Diesel
Vin
was in
Diesel.
Saving
You know
Private
what?
Ryan.
We do
How
this
weird
every
is that?
time. Every time.
Does he have hair?
We show. We finished with Fast
A little
and the
bit.
Furious.
He's got more.
Solo should have been in the Obi-Wan movie. He should have been like, in part.
That'd have been a cameo.
That'd have been a yeah,
That'd be nice.
Or maybe a little team up.
Guys, next one. I liked it. Next one we'll be talking about is Solo. We're ending with a bang with the Star Wars films. We're talking about Solo.
Awesome.
Stay tuned for that. Make sure you check out all the videos. We've got some stuff posted. And take care. And we love you. And yeah. Take care, Sonny.
Brush your hair.
Yeah.
Into the West exclusive.
Oh, baby. I love
Feet
it.
finder.
Exclusive. We'll talk to you guys.
Great over there.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.